Hey guys, Kev here, and I have a wild lineup of knives from Kaiser. They are dropping today. They're dropping a sale, and I will link it down below so you can help your boy out and use the link down there. I believe these sales will also be at White Mountain Knives and other places, so I will link some other dealers as well down there that carry Kaiser knives. Now, funny thing is, I recently made a statement that I hate all spring-based locks. And we have literally, 8 out of 9 here? 7 out of 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, can't do math. 6 out of 7 have spring locks. And one of them is a frame lock. How funny is that? So, yeah. Now, it turns out that I actually enjoy a few of these, even with those locks. I don't hate spring locks. I just don't personally like them for my carry and use, just because being left-handed, it's kind of annoying. And then you don't get a real detent. That's the thing, right? That detent feel. Some of these have really good springs in them. Kaiser does do a good job with that, so I got to give them credit. But we're just going to go down the line. The first one I want to talk about is actually not in the new releases. This is from, I think, last month or so. This is a White Mountain Knives exclusive, and this is the Clairvoyant. And this is in aluminum and 154 cm, which is pretty cool. So you can only get this at White Mountain Knives. You can use my code LeftyEDC if you want. That'll get you 10% off. Now, this is some kind of oddly finished aluminum. It doesn't look like raw aluminum. It looks like it has a little blue hue to it. But I'm guessing that helps make it a little bit more affordable. This is a Paul Munko design. I've reviewed the Clairvoyant in the past, but I asked White Mountain if he would send me one of these to review and give away. And he was kind enough to say yes. So if you guys tune in to the live stream on Thursday night, which will be the 7th of December, I'm going to be giving this guy away on that live stream. So come check it out, and you might be able to win this bad boy right here. It's a very cool knife. It's got that frag pattern. It does have a button lock, but this is one of those where the spring has always just been good on it. And I think a lot of it has to do with Paul's thumb stud placement. It's just a good spot, nice and close to the pivot, so it really gives you a good amount of leverage to pop the blade out of there. So it doesn't really need much of a detent, which is kind of the key with the spring lock. You want to have that feel. So it's very cool, good size, very comfortable in the hand. It's good in a Friday night gas station grip. Reverse Friday night gas station grip is a little awkward, but it does work. Got some decent length to it. We've all seen this model before. Let me grab the measuring tape that's over here, and we'll throw it down. We have a 3 3/4 inch blade and 8.3 inch overall knife. So there you go. So that's the Clairvoyant exclusive for White Mountain Knives. Nice collars on there. Stonewash blade. This is just a good one. I really like this one. It does have those proud liners, but it looks pretty good the way it is. So there's that one. And then I do have Kaiser's notes here, and we'll just go down the line. So the first one up is the Assassin. The Assassin is a Carlos Elsner design, and it says MAPS. So I guess $79 is the MAP price. So I don't know what these will actually retail for. Plus, you might be able to use discounts. It is a holiday sale, so hopefully they'll be a little bit less than that. But this is the Assassin button lock. You're looking at a 3.04 inch blade and a 7.23 overall length on this guy. It's carbon fiber and 154 cm. Now, this unfortunately has this kind of, I don't know what you call this stuff. I really don't like this carbon fiber. It's some kind of a laminate style, so that kind of kills it for me. But you know, it is $79, so it's not breaking the bank, and I'm sure it'll probably end up being less than that. It does have that little bit of a rattly feel to it that you get occasionally on some Kaisers. It's not on all of them, it's just on some. But it does feel pretty good. It is a flipper only, so it's got a good flipper tab on it. The spring is on the lighter side. You know, that's the thing with button locks. But if you give it a flick, it fires out. It's not a big deal. You probably could get in here and, yeah, you can get in there and reverse flick it if you want to, and that's not too difficult. You have a little bit of a flipper choil, but you got to be a little bit careful there as well. Looks like a machined satin finish on that blade, 154 cm. They did create a little bit of a pocket there for the button, and I guess that's so that if you're over top of it, you're not going to depress it, but then the button sticks out quite a bit, so not sure how much that's actually doing, but it is cool. It's a good size knife, and as far as I understand, it's pretty much a very popular Kaiser. It's been around in a lot of form factors over the years, so this design has stood the test of time for Kaiser. Nice lanyard pin or hole there, reversible clip, all that good stuff that you're usually getting on Kaisers. As we move up the line here, you're going to see, I feel like this month you're really seeing Kaiser's machining get better and better. So we'll talk about that as we move along here. So the next one is going to be the Dogfish. So that's a perfect example of what I'm talking about here. This is a design from Caleb Waldman. So this is a community design, I believe. I'm going to pull up his information right here. It is a 3.14 inch blade, and it is 7.43 overall. You can see the other specs if interested. $100 on the retail price. I think this is going to be a absolutely popular design. There's just no way it's not going to be super popular. So Caleb says, designing the Dogfish, I wanted it to be a knife you didn't want to put down. So it is the Fidget King with 3 deployment methods and button lock. There isn't many ways you can't open this knife. So that's kind of the idea there. He says the handle is inspired by waveforms and provides a secure grip during use while looking clean and unique. The knife blade and handle follow clean lines when open or close, making it easy to carry in the pocket. So the one thing that stood out to me on this one is it does have some similarities to the Craig Brown Knives FSD. That's just kind of what pops into my brain when I see this knife. And I think it has a lot to do with the way this radial pattern is, and the pivot design and how it has the front back flipper and the hole. It just kind of has those similar lines. I'm not saying this is some kind of copy or anything like that. We do this song and dance every time. I just tell you what I feel something resembles. That's how my brain works. So you do whatever you want with that, but obviously it's a completely different looking knife overall. It's very cool. This is in aluminum, and at first I was like, oh, this is like gonna be some, you know, micarta or G10. I'm gonna be like, but it is this really cool aluminum, and I don't know if you've seen it yet, but there's this beautiful filler tab. It matches right here, and this is what I was talking about with their machining. I mean, look at the milling on this knife. And you're getting this for $100. Like, that's just crazy to me. Nice clip. And you can see it's one of these really nicely inset clips. I've been carrying this one all day, and it is fantastic. I didn't reverse it because I will be passing these around after I do the videos. And I just figured less hassle if I just leave it on. And I had a free right side pocket, so I just went with that. It does have a built-in sort of front choil here. And it is extremely comfortable to hold. You have this little bit of a poon with some jimping right here, and your thumb can kind of just get locked in right there. Now, for me personally, I kind of do land right on that poon, and it's not the best, but I just train myself to back up. You can grip it back here if you want, but that is not what I would do. It's a great size knife. I love the hole shape. It's just unique and different. It's kind of got that pill-shaped look, but it's got those squared edges, which is really nice. It's almost like Vist Blade Works meets Voxnez, you know, just really cool. I like it a whole lot. I kind of wish it wasn't a button lock. It's probably right now my favorite button lock I've come across in a long time because it just works. It does seem to have a strong enough spring with all these deployment methods that it's not like feeling weak. It's not annoying. And somehow, the way this handle is designed, left-handed, I'm able to kind of get over that button and actually experience the detent. Because what usually happens on a button lock design is my finger lands right on the button, no matter what I do. And then I end up leaking out the blade, and I don't get any detent feel because I'm like already half depressing the button. And it's almost like that across the board on button locks. But this one, I do have a spot up here that I can kind of rest my finger and kind of get a normal flick. Like if you're right-handed, you're going to get a nice crisp flick. The spring in here is pretty good in my opinion. I mean, I can thumb it out. You can roll it out. I'm not saying it's the strongest, but it's definitely better than a lot of button locks I've handled. And the way it's designed with the flippers, it actually lends itself to that design really well. I love the size. It's just a really, really good size. And it's just a sick knife. So I hope they keep this model around and they do some kind of like, I don't know, liner lock, or even if they did a compression lock version with the button, that would be cool. So you had an actual detent. That's how the FSD is. It's like a modified compression lock. It's called the brown lock, but it's very similar. That would be cool. But yeah, very, very well done. Very good machining and everything. And that is the Dogfish. So I have pretty high aspirations for this one. I think it's going to do really well, and it comes in their Vanguard series right now, at least. So that was the Dogfish. The next one is the Metaproptizol. I could not pronounce this. I did not get this fixed blade, so I don't have an example of that one. So you'll have to, somebody else might have that guy. We have the Variable Claw, which is pretty cool. Also one I don't have here. I did really enjoy the Variable Warney with the carbon fiber. That was awesome. I did give that one to my buddy Casey over at Knives Fast. I don't know what he did with it, but great knife. So I would have liked this one, but it wouldn't have been for me in general. But I do think it's a fantastic knife. So keep your eye out for that if you're into it. The Drop Bear. So they have another version of the Drop Bear, clutch lock, S35, same old, 3-inch blade, 7.15 overall, and they're just calling it fat carbon. The box says dark matter fat carbon, but this has like teal and pink, purple. It has some wild ass colors. It is extremely cool. It's kind of like their answer to what camo carbon is up to these days. But I just like how subtle it is. It's not overwhelming. It's got this little bit of a whitish gray sheen to it. And then there's just some color throughout. But it's not like ba-bam, ba-bam, It's very, very cool. It's almost like pearlescent, or what's the word? It's got chatoyance. It just looks really, really good. And then it's on a tried and true platform in the Drop Bear with the clutch lock. Just another great knife. I mean, the Drop Bear is very good. It is the best crossbar lock knife that I can think of. Maybe something else recently, I can't remember. But this one's been the best crossbar lock knife that I've handled in a long time. And it's one of the only ones that I'm like, yeah, this is a good knife. I'll carry it, you know. You can adjust it. I think this has the softer springs in it. Hopefully it came with the stronger ones that I could throw in there if I wanted to. But it's just a really good knife. It's a little thick, but it, you know, it's sturdy in the hand, cuts really well. It's fidgety and fun. And it's popular for a reason. So that's the drop bear in this new dark matter. What was the price on that one? That one was $169 in fat carbon and S35. So here's a cool one. This is the Sparrow. This is a Vincent Rizzo design. And we have a 3 1/4 inch blade and a 7.61 overall knife. Now, this is one that I originally got in the liner lock. They did a budget version to start. And I think I said in that video, if they do a premium version of this, it's going to be a hit. And it's a really, really good version of the knife. There's a couple nitpicks I have on this, but it's really, really good. Another testament to their machining is that filler tab right there. I mean, it's just really well done the way they're doing these filler tabs now. We actually have a knife coming out with them, with Divo knives that has a similar kind of filler tab. Kind of started with the Veritas from Kvist. Also, look at that just nasty bead blast. I mean, this is like an insane bead blast. I really haven't seen Kaiser do anything like this. Like, here's a Riot bead blast, right? You can see the difference. Here's a Jack Wolf Knives bead blast. You're getting closer to that sort of aluminum oxide blast. I think this might be a glass blast. We'll see if they tell us on the website there. But the detent is, man, it's just about perfect. Yeah, I can fail it with the flipper, but if I just pop it, it pops. But it's really good on the close, and then the hole is perfect. Like, it's just not too strong. That's the lock bar. So that is one of my gripes on it, is it has a pretty big lock bar pressure issue. So if you're on that lock bar, you know, anywhere from like here up, you're just locking that thing down. So left-handed, unfortunately, I can't flick it. I have to come up onto the pivot and flick it like that, or I can ride down on the clip and flick it like that, which does work. If you're left-handed and you love this design, that does work. For me, it wouldn't pass for me because I want to be able to just pick it up, grip it, and rip it, but it's definitely something you could adjust to if you love this design as much as I do and you just want to get it. It has really good lock bar access. I love the pivot design, just super clean. Look at this, just super clean. I think we said S35EN. My other gripe on it is just this area right here is a little goofy looking. Honestly, I would, shocker, I would prefer if this was just a choil, right? If that was just a choil and you could choke up on this and then you just had that to reverse flick or thumb flick, would be great. Nice and thin, backspacer's really well done. I mean, the action is butter. Fires out of there. Dead nut centered. I mean, they did a great job on this. I like the hole design. Catches your finger really well. It's just a really, really well done knife. The clip is good. Good retention there. And yeah, I like it a lot. That's the Sparrow. Now let's see if they do tell us anything here. Multiple deployments, 3D reversible clip. Titanium handles and accessories are sandblasted for a more comfortable grip. So they're sandblasted. That is what this is. It's excellent. It really is excellent. The next one's going to be the new Original XL. Sorry, that Sparrow is going to be $159 retail, $149 on the Original XL here. S35BN, titanium handles, 3 1/4 inch blade, 7.5 overall. Now, the original, I think, was that their first button lock? Or it was like, I think it was one of their first button locks. It was the Mojave Outdoors original or something like that, if I remember correctly. And it says, easy to anodize the handle, personalize your own style. The handle is made of titanium with snowflake finishing. There are beautiful titanium oxide crystals that look like snowflake of different sizes. So I was going to say, it looks like crystallized titanium to me. And I'll show you another example, actually. I have this NJT hand power fidget spinner that he did in crystallized titanium as well. So you could do it in different types of patterns or whatever. This thing's fantastic, by the way. But you can see the comparison here. They may have just blasted it first, or something like that. But it definitely has that crystallized titanium look, which is really cool. And then you just have an original XL. Really well done. Comfortable in the hands. They do a good job with this one. It has a really good location, again, on the studs, so you get a good pop. You can reverse flick it. This is one of the better button locks that I've handled. And it works, There's a little bit of stick on that button, but I find the good ones, the ones that have stronger springs, they do tend to have that stick, so it's a trade-off I'll take. You do have this interesting sort of half-milled, half-spring bent budget clip. It's interesting. I like it. It works. And it is not reversible, unfortunately. I don't know why they don't reverse it on this knife, but they do not. So that's the original. Really well done on this one. I think we have one left. And this is the one that I don't like, but not that I don't like it. It's probably my least favorite out of the bunch. That's all I'm saying. Sorry. This is the Coup, K-U-H. It is designed by Bryce and Roman. So there you go. Bryce Markle Amaral, competitive rock climber and now knife designer. Loving pocket knives growing up, decided to go to college for a degree in product design with the intent to one day create knives. And the Coup was created, sharing this special moment that I've dreamt about as a kid with one of my best friends and roommate, Roman. With my style being focused around aesthetics and his on functionality, we combined forces. So there you go. This guy is going to be $76. It is another button lock, 154 cm in micarta, 3.2-inch blade, 7.57 overall. Now, let me tell you what I didn't like about it. It's mostly so I know this is going to sound weird, but the spring is almost too strong on this one. Or what I think it is the relationship to the pivot where the flipper tabs and the thumb stud is. So the thumb stud is tucked under the handle. So if you go back and look at this dogfish, right? The stud or you have a blade window here. So what does that mean? That means you're going to flick out, right? So you're not going to flick straight up. And when you have a stud under the handle like this, flipping up makes it pretty difficult because you run into that frame. So you want to flip out, right? And my natural instinct is just, I don't know how to explain it. But now it seems to be flipping just fine. When I first see it, I'll miss it like that because I'm flipping straight up and I need to be flipping out. So it's just a learning curve on the knife. And then the flipper tab, I just don't quite get it to pop out of there. I don't know what it is. It has nice jimping. It's just, I don't know. It's odd that I can't really get it to work the way I want it to work. So that's really what I meant. And you can see I just struggle with this design, basically. And then it has a dagger feel, doesn't it? It kind of looks like a dagger knife. Daggerr, the company, the Russian company, has that look to it. It is unique and cool, which is nice. Has a filler tab and a little lanyard post key ring thing, which is interesting. Not sure why anybody would, put this on a key ring, but he's a competitive mountain climber. Maybe he's hanging it off of his belt or something. I don't know. So yeah, I just think I think this would have worked better as a liner lock, to be honest. But I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Hopefully, it's just me and everybody else can operate this thing just fine. I'm sure if I carried it for days, I would get used to it. I kind of get stuck on the front when I do the front flipper. And then I just somehow struggle with the back one sometimes. Just can't get it out. So she said. So yeah, ergonomics, pretty comfortable back here. You do have a choke up grip right here, and that does feel pretty good. It is obviously a bit boxy. I'm not the biggest fan of designs that have boxy handles and then drop point type blades. I feel like a Tanto would go well with this, but yeah, I don't know. It's cool, and it's different, so that's always good, right? So there's your Kizers for the month. If you guys are interested in picking these up, there's links down below. It does help your boy out if you use those. I think the Sparrow and the Dogfish are the standouts for me this month. You obviously have these cool versions of some OGs like the Drop Bear and the original XL here. Excuse me. And then we have this exclusive Clairvoyant from White Mountain Knives. So you got plenty of options. Let me know what you think in the comments. Which one's your favorite? If you come by the live stream Thursday night, which will be tomorrow night, your time at least, if you watch this when it posts, this will be given away. So check it out. 9:30, 9:45 p.m. Eastern on my channel every Thursday night. So I love you guys. Thank you to Kaiser. Always appreciate you guys sending these things my way. I'm going to go ahead and pass around all the ones that I haven't already. So, you know, this one's being given away. This one I've already passed around an original XL. I've passed around a Drop Bear before. Not sure on the Assassin, so I may pass that one around. Definitely passing these two around. People need to check these out. And this one right here, because it's a new design. I'd love to get other people's take on it as well, because I'm sure it's mostly me just sucking. It does have a really good sharpening tool there, by the way. Yeah, there you go. I love you guys. I hope you have an absolutely fantastic day, and I will catch you later.